Welcome to HDPP Live on a Saturday night to the UK and around the world with photos, memories and friends. This is HDPP Live. How are you this evening? Are you all well?
Hinckley District has the present for you, meeting friends old and new. Streaming Wednesdays and Saturdays too, with founder members Paul and Sue. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Film clips, photos, memories and friends helps a dreary night go by. We're in Hinckley, six of the best, stupendous, quizzical high. The smiles that we bring are a heritage thing. HDPP, keeping history alive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Where local memories survive. HDPP, streaming HDPP live. Let's take you back in time. A community affair. We'll take you for a ride. Handsome's cab will take you there. We're making history. HDPP, chapter pauses. History supporting local causes. Streaming HDPP live. Betty is our queen bee. The sweetest honey candy. Dangerous Den here again. HDPP live. Hey, you know we keep it in HDPP.
They sound just as good as they did last year. Oh, good evening. Oh, hello, good grief. Oh, hello, Happy New Year. Yes, we survived. Give those likes, go on, ring my bell. Good evening. Welcome to HDPP Live. You don't have to use a hammer. No, you don't have to. Welcome to HDPP Live, a Sunday night and our first live stream of 2023. And thank you for all your comments that are coming in. Let me just put the comments on here. Look at this. Loads and loads of people in the chat room. It's lovely to see you. And I must be honest, it's been nice to have a little break. You know, I did have this programme lined up for you last week, and I just went off the boil a bit after all the excitement of Christmas and stuff, but we're back. Yes, just like a bad smell. But we're here anyway, and it's lovely to have your company as well. Remember to always, oh dear, I was ready for the next one then. This is G's keen to get every single like today, so remember to like the video, please. So, all right then, fair enough. Let me just take a look and see who is in there. Anne Hunt, bless her, she was so upset last week then when we didn't do the live stream. But we're here tonight, Anne, and thank you for reminding me about changing the date. I always forget that. So that was handy. Mary Blake's here. Hi, Mary. Happy New Year. And along with Ian Roberts, Happy New Year to you. Even David Blower got in early tonight. Well done, David. Nice to know you're here. Let's see how you're going to do with six of the best later on tonight. I'm sure there's going to be something you'll stumble on. Dangerous Den, hi mate. Nice to know that you're okay and that you survived through Christmas and you're all ready for a brand new year here at HDPP. Lovely one too. Elaine Galloway, hi Elaine. Still got your raffle prize upstairs. Don't worry, I've had great fun with it and then put it away afterwards. No, Carol Beasley, hello Carol, how are you? Happy New Year to you as well. Pat's here, Pat Galloway's here, good Pat. Glad you are watching and that you're not down in over the other side of the border. You know what I mean, okay. And also, hello to Jan Kirby. I thought the Kirbys were the way, actually, to be very quiet. Hi, Jan, and nice to know that you're with us this evening. Oh, and Jeff Wallace and Anna are here. After all, I was with Jeff and Anna yesterday. They ventured into Leicestershire yesterday and appeared in the local drinking hole, which was very nice and great to see them too. So nice that you are with us this evening and not going out for a meal after all. They decided we're cancelling the meal. We'd much rather watch HDPP instead. Nice one. David S. is here. Hi, David. Nice to know that you're here in the room. Jim Kirby. Better give Jim a big wave. Yes, he says... Jim Kirby is loving roads. Jan is lovely at the moment. I'm sure it is. January is lovely. I mean, not January. And well, anyway. Hello, Mr. Picker. Mr. Noseh is here. Yes, we've missed the broadcast. Paul Hinckley's very own Terry Wogan. I'll let you know when he arrives, okay? And the good thing about Noses is we are, and I mean this in a nice way, we're a couple behind, so it gives it a bit of a cushion. So we've not got his latest one for tonight, but we've got one which you haven't yet seen, which you did a few weeks ago. You'll get it in a minute. Happy New Year also to Gary Betterley. I can't say it in French, but not my way anyway. But anyway, Happy New Year, Gary. Hope you're okay. Now then. We have Pat Galloway, as I said, we've mentioned already. All the Starboroughs are here. Welcome to the Starboroughs. And nice to know that you're here. Now, before we go anywhere else, what I've got to do tonight is tonight at midnight, as Jeff's put there in the chat room there, don't forget Anna retires at midnight. This is strange, and I'll tell you why, ladies and gentlemen, because... Mrs. G, she retired on her birthday in December. I will be following next month in February. And Anna, a very dear school friend from a long time ago now, she retires at midnight because she crosses the threshold. Yes. So can we all join in with our happy birthday song to Anna Ellis, out there in Lincolnshire, retiring at midnight. When the clock strikes 12, we will see a change in the world, I'm sure. Absolutely. Happy birthday, Anna. Come on, boys. Let's sing this with a bit of feeling.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Ah, lovely, Anna. Yes, there you go. The guys love doing that one. Happy birthday, Anna. Have a great day. Absolutely do. And say, super. I mean, you've got a great co-pilot with you. Anyway, we had a great laugh yesterday, actually. It was good fun. Noticed it, and it was all happening. It's been the same today. Went round the club today and got bushwhacked again. Another load of people coming on to see him for a while, so catching up with them. So it was all fun and games. Anyway, must just put it. Let's send out our best wishes to Elaine Galloway. She says she's broken her arm now. Elaine, what did you want to do that for? Just for something to do, I suppose. She's broken my arm. I'm unable to drive at the minute, but I'll get it picked up. Listen, there's no problem, Elaine says. I didn't know about your arm. Good grief. You know, when you're doing a show and they all say break a leg, you don't want to break your leg when you're doing a show. You know, they always say that on opening night. There you go. But anyway, right. Oh, and talking of retirement, Anne Hunt says, I tried retirement, got bored. Wish I got the time. I mean, you know, as you know, I haven't worked for a little while and now I'm retired, or will be very shortly. But still busy every day. I'm up to something, you know. I don't have time to be bored, that's for sure. Good evening, Paul Glover. And thank you to David Stamper for wishing everybody a Happy New Year. Right, okay then. So we've got tonight, we've got a feature. We've got 6 of the best. and we've got a Noseh. And we're going to try and squeeze it all in. We're going to try and, instead of letting these broadcasts just roll on and on, because I've been looking at the viewing figures, and it seems that after a certain while, some of you nod off and go. So I'm going to try and encapsulate it as much as I can in about an hour's worth or thereabouts, give and take, instead of running on for an hour and a half. Yeah. So let's see if I can get things pretty well onto an even footage. Equally so, thank you to everybody that joined me yesterday morning on FOS 107. I'm covering for the next few Saturday mornings for Kenny. And it was lovely that a few of you came on to say hello. You know, that was really, really good. Okay, so we've got 6 of the best to get through first, haven't we? So with no further do, get your pens and papers ready. We're going to 6 of the best. Now, as always, remember, do not put your answers in the chat room, because people nick them and pass them off as their own. Right, okay then. So we're going to start with question number 1. Now then, hey up, the Denny's ain't here tonight. You might be in with a chance. Now, what do the half moon, the 3 tons, and the plough share in common? Have a think about that one, and don't be too... She's heavy on that bell tonight, isn't she? What do the half moon, the 3 tons, and the plough share in common? Now, don't just go straight in with that. There is a common link. You can say, the 3 tons. Well, if you was paying attention, we talked about the 3 tons in our previous broadcasts. So come along, you should be paying attention. That's question number 1. Question 2, this is our general knowledge question. What is the most sold flavour of Walker's Crisps? Other brands are available, of course. But what is the most sold flavour of Walker's Crisps? Okay. Right, that's question 2. Question number 3. Now, in theory, it takes over 5,000 helium balloons to lift the average sized human from the ground. Now, is that true? Is it just false? Is it a load of old baloney? Or balloony? You'll find out in a bit. By the way, we're missing Queen Bee tonight, Mrs. G. You better go and wake her up. I bet she's nodded off in the chair. Queen Bee has not joined us tonight so far. That's interesting. Question number 4. Guess the year. What year did the M69 open? 75, 76, or 77? That is your question number 4. Okay. Bit of an easy one coming up now. Where am I? There I am, leaning back. Look on that. It's blooming chilly up there. Where in Hinckley am I? A lot of you will know this, actually. I think I've used it before. But anyway, desperate times and everything. There we go. Where am I? If you think you know, write it down. Don't put it in that chat room. Otherwise, people will nick it. And we're going on to the ever world famous anagram question. And I think I've used this before. But there you go. Anglican mops voltage. Yeah, why don't you rearrange Anglican mops voltage? And you should come up with a village over the border. There. Easy peasy. Now, I'm going to tell you a true thing now. I'm going to tell you really, I'll leave that on the screen a minute so you can get all your letters down. True, early on, I forgot what it were, and I've had to work out my own anagram tonight. I said, I think I know what it is, but I better just check. Because normally Mrs. G checks it, you see. Because I usually do the anagram a few days before the broadcast. There we go. Anglican mops voltage, village over the border. There we have it. Isn't it great? Lovely. So, that is your 6 of the best. We'll go through them at half time, as it were. And lovely from Steve Picker says, to be honest, Paul, I forgot you sometimes do a bit of radio work. Keep me ears open for you when you're on. I like a bit of radio. Well, next Saturday morning, down on FOS 107, say for Hinckley, Nuneaton, Loughborough, I should be on doing the morning show for the next couple of weeks. I'm doing it next week, and then not the following week because I'm scanning, but I'm doing it the week after that as well. So tune in. Nice little radio station. Good fun. I really enjoy doing it. It's fantastic. Right, okay then. So we're going to our first feature this evening. If you're all sitting comfortably, like I say, we've got a Noseh to come up. But before that, a feature. Now, we are getting to the point where, some of the features are going to reoccur, but they're still interesting to see anyway. And this particular one is a nice one. The feature all about radiating out from the centre of Leicester and coming into our neck of the woods, as it were. The beginning of the video is a little bit wobbly, but don't worry, it does sort itself out. And you'll quite enjoy this one. We haven't played it for a little while, been a few months actually. So sit back and enjoy from the centre of Leicester, straight to southwest Leicestershire and what's up this neck of the woods. Sit back and enjoy, and good luck with 6 of the best.
Leicestershire is a county that has a vast historical background but also a natural beauty and a legacy of interest from its industrial heritage. Its history has been well chronicled, but its beauty may be lesser known, so we're attempting to provide a glimpse into some of its scenic qualities and places and attractions of interest. A series of 4 video films covers a multitude of hamlets, villages, market towns and the city, and we hope will open your eyes to the beauty and attractions that are your heritage on your own doorstep here in Leicestershire. Each of the 4 films commences in the city centre at the clock tower and radiates out into its own compass point. Volume 4 from the city centre and moving to the west, 2 minutes walk down the lanes to the cathedral. Regular organ recitals and concerts are performed for the pleasure of all. Immediately behind the cathedral is the Guildhall, which also provides an intriguing site to visit, having a strong historical background which tells much about the ancient city of Leicester. The main hall and other rooms all have their own bit of history to tell, and the condition of some of the town chests shows evidence of vandals attempting to ransack them have been made. The 12 men and women, good and true, would spend their time deliberating in the jury room and hopefully arrive with a correct conclusion. Two more minutes walk brings us to the Grand Canal at the end of the straight mile, and much pleasure is derived by many from its close proximity to the town centre, and take a few moments to feed the canal's residents. A considerable amount of development has been done by the local authorities to upgrade this area, and many entrepreneurs have modified old factory buildings and created a small haven for the public to satisfy their needs. Riverside Way, which commences from Birstall in the north and passes through the city to Ayleston and beyond in the south, connects the River Soar and the Grand Canal and contains a whole range of types of scenery en route. Use of adjacent land and old property has provided luxurious accommodation, and the Riverside Gardens are a delight close to the centre. Leicestershire's own jet ski centre close by Stony Stanton is now well established and is an exciting hobby both for participants and the viewing public. The skill and obvious enjoyment is demonstrated in the tight and almost impossible manoeuvres that are attempted and achieved. The disused deep gravel pits have given us Stony Cove, yet another diverse form of activity that is proving popular, attracting participants from across the nation to try their skills at deep water diving. It creates the necessity to develop knowledge of the high-tech equipment needed to perform these dives and apply the rigorous safety measures. It's also the home for the Royal Navy and services together with the police as a training venue in rescue work. Features such as sunken boats and aircraft provide an authentic set of conditions for these training exercises. Hinckley and locality is a region which is abounding with a rich variety of history, industrial heritage and natural beauty. Itself a market town dating from its charter in 1311, has a pedestrianised main street with open markets on Monday and Saturday each week. The Hollycroft Park, only 3 to 4 minutes walk from the town centre, is open all the year round and contains bowls, tennis and a challenging 9-hole pitch and putt course, all of which is a public amenity. Sunday afternoon band concerts of a wide variety of styles are played from the bandstand, nestling within the terraces from where the local residents have a splendid view in a pleasing atmosphere of matured trees and parkland. All the year-round activities and interests are to be found in the Burbage Common and Woods. Enjoy the outdoor and search for the fauna and flora that abounds within. Covering approximately 220 acres, there's a rich blend of open common land and well-coppiced woodland with streams and wildlife, birds, butterflies, squirrels and muntjac deer living in peace in their natural habitat. Some 100 varieties of fungi can be found. Of course, many are non-edible. 20 species of butterflies, 250 species of flowering plants and 25 varieties of mammals. To commence your excursion, call in the Burbage Common Centre and find out what is seasonal, and this gives you a challenge to locate the specimens for yourself. Your pets will enjoy the common as well. Northwest of Hinckley is the ancient village of Stoke Golding, a village which has an historical background as well as its own inline beauty, both from the tranquil main street to the approach road via the adjacent Ashby Canal. You are immediately aware of a village of charm. Its inhabitants are prepared to enhance their properties in order to maintain the historical connections which bring many visitors to the area. Legend has it that at the termination of the Battle of Bosworth, the crown of Richard III was to be found within the bounds of this village. Of more modern history, the spire was removed from the church during the Second World War, a necessity for the Wellington bomber stationed close by at Higham on the Hill to be able to take off and land in comparative safety. The church has grooves on its vertical columns which are supposedly evidence that the soldiers of the Civil War would sharpen their swords on the sandstone before going into battle. It's a similar story to that which is told in many of the villages of the district. Few and far between are churches without one single stained glass window. Investigation into this may have revealing consequences. Rarely a church without a public house in sight, and this is very evident in Stoke Golding, who are blessed with a proportionate abundance of hostelries. Not too far distant we find Shenton, delightful with a charm and beauty of its own. fascinating hall, thatched and timbered cottages, all seemingly laid back and certainly making you slow down from the pace of the modern day world. The only high rise being the church and the hall, and the surrounding pastoral quality seems to envelope the mature village with a feeling of peace and calm. On approaching Sutton Cheney, we encounter the wharf and its attractions of the Ashby Canal and its pleasure boat trips. Ample parking allows the visitor a pleasant stay with plenty to see, and possibly take a canal trip and soak in some of the adjacent wildlife that exists within the reeds and banks. Fast becoming a way of life is to own your own longboat, and here is a possible mooring spot in peaceful countryside. The village of Sutton Cheney is looked upon by many as the centrepiece of the Battle of Bosworth Field. The old almshouse has been superbly maintained and offers a wealth of beauty with its attractively prepared gardens, all of which have a sensation of naturalness and an obvious attendance of tender loving care. Meet up with George the parrot and experience the serenity of an old English garden. A number of antiquities are on display, and the almshouse, dating from 1622, presents an interesting feature where the whole end wall is a fascinating built-in dovecote, still inhabited, but these days with additional inhabitants like other types of birds and squirrels. The adjacent church is where supposedly Richard III took his final communion before going into battle. A proud but simple church sporting the plaque of the Richard III Society and retaining the original box pews dating back from the feudal days of family segregation. Not surprisingly, the nearby attraction is the Bosworth battlefield. Although disputed by some as being the exact site, it carries a very sincere depiction of what really took place in 1485. The fascinating walk surrounding the area with its plaques describing the positions of the two opposing armies of Richard III and Henry Tudor, which finished the War of the Roses and saw the dawning of a new era in English history. You can relive the battle during your 3 to 4 mile stroll, which also shows magnificent views over the Leicestershire countryside. Partway round you encounter Shenton Station, a must for all little boys from 3 to 93 years of age. The glamour of the old steam train still offers a wealth of memories to many. The battlefield line runs from Shackleton, and you could make this your method of arriving to capture this important bit of English history. Periodically mock battles take place. On this occasion, our enthusiasts are practicing ready for the big day. Such is their enthusiasm, they only use authentic designs of weapons, and the cooking utensils and recipes are typical of the period. The nearby hamlet of Cadeby, although alongside the main A447 running from Hinckley through to the north of the county, manages to retain a peace and rural tranquility. One of the few occasions where there is a church and not a pub in sight. Fronting on to the church is this beautifully maintained farm and yard with its residents obviously very happy with their little lot and open for passers-by to see. A variety of dwellings, both old and new, make up a satisfying stroll, and some may have you wondering about the combinations of brick, stone and timber, possibly dating back many centuries. Will our modern day constructions have the same lifespan? I wonder. The Cadeby Light Railway and Museum must be almost unique, having been created by the late Teddy Boston, the vicar of the parish. Unique by having been built surrounding what was the village church house and having the track and engines assembled in full working order within the tranquil garden in this village. On a limited number of days in the year they get up steam and demonstrations take place, all of which are now performed by local enthusiasts under the guidance of Mrs. Boston, who herself has a fund of knowledge to the park, herself having created the museum during the last few years. Within the Cadeby station, the model railway system will enthrall everybody with its enormous range of different varieties of rolling stock and suitably displayed with model stations and countryside. Still within the world of steam, the enthusiasts are constantly maintaining the other steam tractors, etc., and preparing for the annual Cadeby Steam Rally. The adjacent church has a stained glass window which features a commemoration to the creator of this intriguing exhibit, and also a comprehensive collection of brass rubbings for the enthusiast. Special events are regularly taking place, a day packed with fun for all the family. Leaving Cadeby, the road to Market Bosworth is only a short ride, and the splendid park means that you have arrived. Ample parking and children's swings and play areas at the entrance, all of which entices you to explore the well laid out country park with many spectacular hidden corners. The ducks and waterfowl are probably the best fed in the county. Bosworth Hall, now a hotel, and the church are on the outskirts of this delightful small market town. Having once achieved the title of the best kept village in the Britain in Bloom contest, it still presents itself colourfully each year. The relatively new leisure pursuit of windsurfing is to be found at Bosworth Water, an amenity that many take advantage of in outstanding countryside, providing a colourful scene. From here the road leads to Shackleton, yet another peaceful village which embraces both canals and railways. Many of these village names terminate with stone. A little research may prove interesting in its conclusion. Whilst travelling along these country lanes, it pays to stop occasionally and take a peek over the hedge. You may be surprised at what you find, as indeed I did on this occasion. Newton Burgerland, more a name for Holland than Leicestershire, but this small village houses the oldest public house in the county, dating back to 1290. It could surely tell a tale all of its own. Beginning to return to the city, we pass through Donington Le Heath and the Manor House. Take yourself back in time and visualise how they lived in days gone by. The authentically restored farmhouse with its well-placed period pieces, and letting your imagination do the rest, you will feel and experience the atmosphere of rural life during the Wars of the Roses. Amongst the 40 or so other museums in the county, this must represent a perfect example of preservation and deserves the attention that is bestowed by its caring staff. For many years, the open-cast coalfields close by Ibstock took away some of the local scenery, but now, with expert landscaping, Sents Valley looks out to Heather with a natural park and lakes in between. Desford, perhaps better known for its industrial connection, also has an attraction that is a colourful interlude. The village centre and its beautifully maintained cottages is worth a visit, and the close by tropical bird sanctuary has something for everybody. Covering some 6 acres of wooded spinney and copse and a multitude of tropical birds, the majority of which are in free flight. You will walk amongst them and see them in a natural habitat and surrounding, enjoying the loving attention paid to them by careful staff and personnel. If you're lucky, you may be there to witness the hand rearing of some of these exotic youngsters. Only 2 miles further on is Thornton Reservoir, a natural habitat for the wide range of our own British birds. Prepared magnificently by Severn Trent Water Board, this 3-mile walk around the waters, with many resting seats en route, is a small Garden of Eden, yet only 5 to 6 miles from the city itself. The fishing enthusiast will appreciate the possibilities of boat hire and well-stocked waters. An interesting feature within the coppicing has been created by a local craftsman, another form of artistry. On the waterside are picnic facilities close by the free car parks. Real excitement is to be found at the race circuit at Mallory Park, most Sundays from March to October, and the traditional Boxing Day event taking place with speed, colour and excitement giving you a real thrill. Motorcycles, cars, both classic and vintage, offer a variety of events. The adequately prepared viewing areas surrounding the circuit allow you to experience much of the thrill, obviously being enjoyed by the contestants themselves. Kirkby Buxlow, just one of the early sought-after residential villages outside the city, even back to 1480 when the Lord Chamberlain of the day commenced the construction of the medieval castle, the remains of which are a legacy of Leicestershire's strong background within the realm. And back in the city, the Jewry Museum, walls and ruins, dating from Roman times, sets a task for you to discover the origin of its name. And finally, the Shire's shopping mall, yet another form of attraction. So you see, Leicestershire has plenty of variety to offer. Do go out and enjoy your own county.
There you have it. Hope you enjoyed that one. Cameo video, by the way, that's Stuart Watson, the late Stuart Watson, who has given me permission to be able to screen these videos that he made. And even so, and this one, I think that it was dated 1996. I was desperately trying to find the date on it. So yes, as Jan Kirby said, quite a few things have changed since the video was made. But listen, it's still interesting. I mean, talk about things changing. But even Mr. Noseh didn't know what used to go on at Cadeby. I can't believe that, Steve. You really bowled me over this evening. I said, didn't know about the railway at Cadeby. Bless, I mean, it's gone now. And it is such a shame. In fact, I don't even know where the big layout ended up. I should imagine it got disbanded, which was a shame, because you could go in there and you could spend an afternoon in there just watching the trains going round and round. It was great. The late, great Teddy Boston. And as I was telling Steve in the chat room there, that I do have a feature all about Teddy Boston and the railway and how he put it, how he came about his engines and all the rest of it. So I asked Mrs. G finishing her tea. It doesn't matter about me doing a broadcast. If I was to tell you what Mrs. G said to me just after that film started, but she's told me I'll get a black eye if I do, so I better not do it. But anyway, so there you go. That's our first feature this evening. How are you doing with 6 of the best, huh? Some people have already got the anagram. Well done. We have used it before. But as we say in pantomime, we'll have to do it again then, shan't we? So let's go through 6 of the best one more time so you can get an idea and have another go. Right then. Now then, in the local knowledge question, what do the half moon, the 3 tons and the plough share in common? Now that is a bit of a trick question. So if you claim to have got the answer to that, think about it, because it's a little bit unless you're into your local town history like me, it's something you could probably very easily get confused with. Trust me, I should be very surprised if anybody gets that one right. So I'm giving you plenty of warning. Mind you, John Denny's not with us tonight, so we won't be squealing the odds. You know how he does. Anyway, question 2. What is the most sold flavour of Walker's Crisps? Other brands are indeed available. Question number 3. True or false? In theory, it takes over 5,000 helium balloons to lift the average size human from the ground. Is that true? Is it false? Or is it a load of old balloony? Yeah. You'll have an answer before the end of the broadcast this evening. Question number 4, guess the year. What year did the M69 open? I can hear everybody going on Google now, but one of them, try and do it without Google, it's more fun. There you are, there is your options for the answer. Number 5, now, where am I? Where am I? Look at that. 2 guys just leaning back and enjoying the view. Where in Hinckley? Is it? Yeah, we all know the place, I'm sure you do. It's been a few things over the years, but so I'm prepared to take 2 or 3 answers, but which is the same place, you understand. Okay, and the anagram. Anglican mops voltage. Rearrange that and you'll find yourself in a village just over the border. There you go, lovely. Dave B said, how about a Granny Ma hint? Well, I'll say, okay then, David. I will say, when I say it's just over the border, I will help you. I'll say it's just over the border of the A5. There you are. So if you're wondering what border I'm talking about, whether you're thinking the border of Leicestershire, I am, but I'm thinking just over the border into Warwickshire. But I say no more, because I am too kind. Anne Hunt saying about Teddy Boston, said Teddy Boston, Chris and both my boys. Isn't that brilliant? Yeah, that's it. I was just about to say, Anne, in the most wonderful, nicest possible way. I wondered if when he baptised them and he put the cross on the forehead, whether it still got a little streak of, of smoke and steam and muck from the engines. I know it didn't, but it just come to me. That's how weird my head is. What a great guy. Yeah. Now then. Okay then. Anyway, otherwise everybody enjoyed watching that film again, so that's good. And like I say, I will have to screen the Teddy Boston film again in the coming months, like I say, because a lot of these things rotate around again, so no problem there. But it was nice that Daniel Coburn finally decided to join us. Daniel, he thought it was tomorrow night. We haven't done a Monday night one ever, I don't think. Don't be late next Saturday. That's all I will say. Okay then. Moving on very quickly indeed. Let me just remind you also a couple of things which are going on and about. We are scanning in St Mary's Church on January the 21st. That's the Saturday I will not be on FOSS 107 because I've got to go and operate the scanners. So there we go. If you've got your pictures or you want to come along, say hello. We'll be there, no problem at all. And now don't forget our next social night. Looking forward to this one. Finally got Rosemary Coe to come out and give us a talk about the shoe industry of Earl Shilton. This is going to be a great night. Rosemary was going to come and talk to us just after the pandemic, but she felt a little bit unsure about it at the time, and so we've rearranged it. We finally got a little bit later than usual, but we've got Rosemary coming to talk to us. So if you've got connections to the shoe industry, and particularly that of Shilton, you're going to learn a lot. Should be a great night. Wednesday the 25th of January. Come along. It's going to be great fun, and as always, we'll learn something. And then not only, but also remembering that in February we will be into our good causes. Now then, we've had a sort of using the fundraisers chat messages on the group. We've got the nominations in. We've just got to have a little meeting of the committee to decide which persons get what. So if you got your nominations in, which I know some of you have, thank you. We've got them, and as I say, we'll be awarding those in February. Which I love that night because it's your night. It's you people that come to our regular social nights that have bought the raffle tickets and stuff, and you've invested in the good causes, and it's great for me it's an honour for me to actually stand there before you all present the night, because I really enjoy that, and we learn about the various causes that benefit from from our good causes fund. As you've often seen on the group, we've put up till the recent presentation night, we're giving away over £21,000 locally to good causes. That figure is going to change in the next month, which I can't wait to be able to change it to, you see. So it's going to be higher still, and that's since we started back in 2015, and I think that's fantastic, but it's only because of the people like yourselves that come along and support the raffles, or indeed support our prize draws. So if you've ever had tickets for the prize draw but you've never been to a social, that's great. You're part of those people that make the contribution to the Good Causes Fund. So that is truly fantastic. Thank you very much for that. So looking forward to the Good Causes night in February, and then we're looking into March, and I've got a young lady come to do a bit of a comedy look at some heritage. We've had her before. She's coming back again. Dangerous Dan's granddaughter, yes, Annabelle. But that's all in the mix. It's all in the mix. Right, okay. So we're at that time again, ladies and gentlemen, where we're going to go for our first Noseh. Our first Noseh of 2023. Now, like I say, the way it's working at the minute, and to be fair to Steve, it takes the heat off him a little bit. I'm a couple of noses behind his Noseh, if you understand what I mean. So he's posted a couple more since I got this one. So you've not seen this one before, unless you've gone straight to Let's Explore on YouTube. You've not seen this one. So with no further ado, we're going to go for a Noseh. And we've got two in the bag to do for the next few weeks, so looking forward to it. So settle back. I'm on the council water, by the way, and I have to say, I said to Mrs. G earlier, I said, this water, I can't believe I said this, guys. This is true. I can't believe I said this. This water tastes really nice. Maybe I'm just having a funny turn, or maybe I'm just getting a little bit dizzy. I don't know.
Well, I wish I could be nosy every day. Hello, hey up and hey diddly, my name is Steve and once again it's a great big warm welcome from me centre. Let's explore. I hope you're all well. Nearly Christmas, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? We all love a bit of that. We all love a bit of time off and a bit of festive cheer, don't we? Right then, as you can see, walking on this large embankment, I've just walked over the Gracediew Viaduct. Little sweet local nosy today because I haven't got a lot of time. To be honest with you, I was up late this morning. I had a gig last night. I didn't go to bed till about 2 o'clock this morning. I had a few of them cloudy Cornish ciders when I got in, do you know what I mean? Only had 3 bottles, so. But yeah, so we're down here. Now, if you follow my Facebook page, my Let's Explore Facebook page, you'd have heard me banging on in the week about a mill down at Gracediew. Now, me and Dave came down here last year and made a video, and the priory is just through there. Now, there was once a really old mill on that priory site, and we went and looked for remnants of it, didn't we, if you remember? And but I think I said to you in that video that there was another mill, a more modern mill at Gracediew across the Ashby Road. And long story short, I came down here on Friday afternoon. I've actually got some waders now, by the way. I tell you a fib, I've had them waders for over a year. They're not new, but I've never wore them. Great bit of kit, actually. I don't know why I've not used them before. Anyway, I digress. So on Friday afternoon, after work, I went walking the brook, and I thought I got it arse about face, to be honest with you, as per usual. The mill didn't sit where I thought it did. It sat closer to the Ashby Road. It wasn't further away. I thought it were at the back of the horse field, the small holding. So anyway, I'll get you to the map shortly. But this is a nice little feature down here. And in case you've never been up this far and you've only ever walked around the priory, you've got this here, look. Milepost for the Charman Forest Railway. 5, I assume that means 5 miles to Loughborough in that direction. Yeah, I'd have thought so. And also, just before we go over to the maps, it's really interesting down here because this railway, as I've told you before, was built between 1881 and 1883, and it was part of the London and North Western Railway. It was a branch of that. Now, I think it struggled a little bit financially, you know, for a while, and what they did to try and get some extra bunts in the back pockets, they installed some halts, you know. Now, there was one, I think there was one at Frankston near Turrilow Road, I think it's called. Don't quote me on that, I think there was. And there was one here and all, just up here, either, I think it was on the right, Gracediew Halt. And there was one at Snell's Nook as well, between Shepshed and Loughborough. And as you can see now, there's a photograph of this one at Gracediew, courtesy of the Charman Forest Railway Group, and on Facebook. And these halts, they were like little stations, if you like. I mean, a station, trains stop at a station, don't they? But you know, if you were a passenger, you'd walk up to the halt the train, and hopefully they'd stop for you. Unless you owed the driver a tenner, do you know what I mean? Then he's going to think, sod you. Right, let's get you over to them maps. Right then, so here's what all the fuss is about. So within that very poorly drawn red circle there that looks like Stevie Wonder's been having a go at, you can see the word mill, and there was indeed a mill there. Now, just over a year ago, my old mate Billy Newton, hello mate if you're watching, he told me about the really old mill at Gracediew that me and Dave went to see if we could find any trace of last year. And then he told me about this one. I had no clue that this existed whatsoever. Now what you're looking at here is an Ordnance Survey map that dates to around about 1814. So very old. Now I might be wrong here, Billy, if you're watching this, but weren't it you that said your dad either seen this mill or seen it on a later map? Or did someone else tell me that? I really cannot remember now, to be honest. Now if you look on 1885 maps of this area, so the Charman Forest Railway would have been built by then, that was finished in 1883, you will not see this mill there. Now that doesn't mean to say that the mill wasn't in existence then, because Ordnance Survey do make mistakes. Well, at least they used to on the really old drawings anyway, on the really old maps. So, you know, was it there in the 1880s or had it been demolished by then? Now, Billy did tell me a while back that this site where this mill was actually flattened in around about 1965, I think. So, does that mean that the mill was flattened as well? Right, so what you're looking at here is a LiDAR image that Billy actually sent me over a year ago. I used it in another video because I do mention this mill in a previous video I made down at Grey Stew with Dave. And what he's done, he's made a bit of a plan here. Now that bottom blue line, we're going to be looking for that in the video. Now that's the actual mill feeder, that's the mill stream. Now that little green line, the other side of the railway embankment, that's a bridge. Now I didn't realise when I was filming, I didn't actually say anything about this. That is the original Ashby Turnpike Road. It went over this little bridge, there was a kink in the road. The road's actually been straightened out in the future, of course. Now that red square, that is where the mill used to roughly sit on its own artificial feeder stroke tail race to the right of it. Now we don't go looking for the mill because the mill is actually in a private horse field, so I weren't going to go around gallivanting in there. There's a few horses about. Now where that mill stream stroke tail race joins the brook at the north of the image, that is where I thought the mill was. I'd read the maps wrong, to be honest with you, so I'd gone wading up there on Friday afternoon. Now the blue circle is where the mill pond used to be. Now that's all filled in now, I think. So yeah, very interesting that. So we've got to thank Billy for mocking this up for us anyway. Right, so just before I take you gallivanting, I just want to show you this. And I know I've been waffling on, ain't I? If you've got any sense, you've fast forwarded, haven't you? I just want to show you this. So that orange line there represents the original alignment of the Ashby Turnpike Road down at Grey Stew. Now the purple line is representing how it looks today because they straightened it out. Now in the video, you're going to see me waffling on and gallivanting about here, there and everywhere. And I wasn't thinking properly because I say in the video, there was a trackway in to where the mill used to be. Well, that trackway was the original alignment of the road. Now that green circle on the plan there is the actual little bridge where the main road used to cross over. It would have been no more than a horse and cart width, this little bridge, as you're going to see in the video. A little red engineering built brickwork structure with a culvert within it. Anyway, let me finally shut me gob and let's go for a nosy, shall we? Because I've been here forever. Let's do it. Right, so as I've mentioned to you when we're looking at the maps, well, it's a very picturesque little pond here. Now, this used to be a fishing pond a few years ago. I don't think it's being used for that reason at the minute. I'm not sure why, to be honest with you, but as I've mentioned, I don't know how old this is. I think it was part of the priory some time ago. I've not looked deep enough into it, to be honest, but it's man-made, and as I've told you already, they've actually made it using a very small stream that rises not all that far away, I think. But it's very interesting. Now, I'm hoping to find down here some sort of old culvert. That's what I'm hoping for, because this will be the actual feeder for the mill across the road. So it'll be interesting. I mean, the good thing about this time of the year is everything's died back. Right, is it here? In my opinion, there's going to be a culvert here somewhere. There's got to be. It's going underneath the road. I'm just hoping it's an old brick or stone one. There's actually an open channel here as well, but this ain't it because it's dry, as you can see. So beneath here somewhere, there's a brick culvert. There's got to be, guaranteed, or a stone one. But quite interestingly, when you look at the map of this area, now you've got the pond to the right of you, where I'm walking. This is the old track of the canal. Now, the land has actually changed a bit over the last 100, 150, 200 years. Now, whether the side of that is the old canal bank, I don't know, the pond. I know, I've looked on the old maps, as you can see now, and the canal did go past this pond. It's bloody horrible today, isn't it? My hands are freezing, to be honest with you. Absolutely freezing. Ooh. Right. So, quite interestingly, you've got the Ashby Road here, and the railway bridge used to cross down there, as you can see around about now. Lovely old bridge it was. Just shows you how things changed, doesn't it? So it's hard to believe there used to be a great big bridge spanning here. I mean, there's one embankment. And then you've got the the other part of it here, you know, all gone, just earthworks now, you know what I mean? But here we go. Scrambling over bloody fences again. Oh, in fact, we ain't got to scramble over this. It's been knocked down. So, if my theory's correct, in fact, there's a stream here. There's a stream here, look. So there's definitely a culvert here somewhere. Just, oh, is it going to be an old one? It's got to be. The road has actually changed a bit. They've straightened it out on this side, on the shed side of where the bridge used to be, where the railway is. So, oh, why didn't I bring me wellies? Right, so I can see water. There's got to be a culvert, 100%. Right, gotta watch where I'm standing now. Oh, there is an old culvert. It's brick. It's brick. Right, let's get round to it. Oh, right. All right. I wonder how old this is then. It's not a big one. I didn't think it'd be a big one. I did say it'd be brick or stone, didn't I? There you are, look. So, now, whether this was built for the mill, I couldn't tell you. Possibly. Now, at some point or another, this Ashby Road, of course, it's a turnpike road. It was a main road back in the day. Still is now, to be honest. But there could well have been a ford here, you know, because this ain't very deep. Possibly, that's just a theory, but... yeah, I mean, we're not going to be able to actually get in there. If that's a better shot, look, yeah. So, really old that. Now... but looking at this brickwork, you know, did it carry on through here? I really don't know. Because we've got the railway embankment here. Now, there's going to be another culvert down here. I tell you, I was freezing when I got out of my car. I ain't so much cold now. Yeah, there is a culvert there, look, you see it? Again, a small one, but it's interesting. It's baffling me, because as I've said to you already, I don't know when this mill was built. I don't know when it was demolished. It's not on the 1884 map, but just because it's not on there doesn't actually mean that it wasn't there, because the Ordnance Survey do make mistakes. So, yeah, so that's that to me looks like it's where it should be. There's a bit of a return wall there, like a little retaining wall, so it didn't carry on through from Ashby Road to this point by the looks of it. I wanted to make you quite an in-depth video today elsewhere, but I haven't had time, to be honest, so this was me emergency Noseh, yeah. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, the very next day you gave it away. Well, I can't sing this morning, not after that bloody... well, this afternoon, I should say. Not after that blooming AC/DC song last night. Thunderstruck, Jesus. Now what's going on? I ain't even going to try it, to be honest with you. Do you know what? It's a massive embankment, this is, you know. When you drive by it, when you're going from Ashby to Shepshed, you don't realise how big they are. In fact, yeah, up here's something here, look. There you go, look, ain't it amazing what gets left behind? You see, they rip these railways up, but then they do sometimes leave little bits and bobs like that. So they missed this in the 60s when they took up the tracks. So there you go, so this is a bit of an anchor point for like a telegraph pole or something like that, I imagine, some sort of cabling. But what we need to do, we've got to get down there, because that trackway there, that would have been, I think, the original trackway for this mill down here at Grace Dew. And I'm expecting to see, if I can see it already, see that dark hole there? That is a really old bridge that would have been built, I imagine, for the mill. I don't think anything else would have been here before then. So let's show you that. I'm sorry, by the way, if this video does bore you today. There's not loads to see. In fact, I've got something that I want to show you that's not related to this mill afterwards, that I made a video on 2 years ago. But when I made the video, I only had about 150 subscribers, so there'll be loads of you that have subscribed but probably never even seen that. But yeah, look at that. Impressive, isn't it? Impressive. All earthy. Right, look at this. Right, they are. Can you see that? Nice, ain't it? Well, you're probably looking at it thinking, what's the big deal? But right, we've got to try and get down here. We've got no Levi roots on, are we? Either. No boots on. Oh, just my trainers. There you are. It's nice that. I love these little details. Bit of skewered brickwork, look. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wrecking the joint. It's right, I wanted to come down here because I'm not going to go down the other side, to be honest. Got plenty of old bricks to stand on anyway. What's that like indoors? They are. That's probably never ever seen a camera. And the people that built it certainly didn't know what a camera was. Very nice. Beautiful old bridge taking the mill stream beneath this trackway. Right, so that's us done with the mill for today. I just thought I'd put that one to bed because I'd mentioned it on Facebook and I thought it might be of some interest to some of you locally, but just want to show you a couple more things. So you've got this really old stone wall here, look. It's an enclosure. It joined that wall there. In fact, the boundary wall at Grace Dew, that's probably more modern. It's probably not the original one. But this is actually a pinfold. Now, just look how thick they are. All this was a pinfold. Look at the effort they've gone to build it. So this would have kept stray animals within it, you know, sheep, etc. And, you know, back in the day, you know, 100, 200, 300 and beyond years ago, you know, a lot of this would have been common land round here where a number of people that kept cattle and sheep would have just let the livestock just roam kind of where it wanted, but sometimes they would go astray and they'd lock them up in here. But just look at that there. I mean, you wouldn't do it this day and age. You do on places like the North York Moors. There's no end of sheep just running across the roads up there. It wouldn't work here with how busy this is. Do you know what I mean? The Ashby Road. But yeah, so Lord only knows how old this pinfold is. It's really old. Really, really old. But again, it's another nugget, isn't it? A golden nugget of our history. Right, so 2 years ago, probably just over 2 years ago now, I came down to Grace Dew with my lad, Vinny, and I came looking for what I thought was a latrine, a sewer, for the sewer system down here at Grace Dew. And there it is there. It's a bit more exposed now, actually, than when I last came down here. Now, the thing of it is, I was wrong. I don't think it is a sewer. Someone did tell me it might be something to do with the fish pond, other side of there. And as you can see, the Charmer Forest Railway Company came along and probably obliterated this in places. In fact, we'll see the other side of it in a minute, actually. But as you can see, it used to carry on. It used to carry on through here, this did. Because you've got the side of it still there, look. See that bit of a ridge there? Let me just show you in here. So yeah, I think I was definitely wrong about this. I don't think it is a sewer, or a latrine, would be the better word for it. But yeah, I came down here, looked down here a long time ago now, over 2 years ago. I'd not long started the channel, to be honest. So I thought I'd show you it, because you might never have seen it. Look at that, beautiful that, isn't it? Great detail. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Tell you what, my hands are freezing. I'm not sure what it's going to come out like until I've edited it, but probably not one of my better ones, I don't know. But I like to get a video out every week if I can. It's not always possible, to be honest with you. Oh, it's golden leaves, look, on the Charmer Forest Railway embankment. Lovely stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to put that to bed because I'd mentioned it to you on Facebook, that mill. And as for that latrine, well, it's not a latrine, what I've just been showing you. Very interesting, that just shows you what's beneath your feet. I actually do know where the main latrine or sewer is now in Grace Dew. I do know where that is, so that does confirm to me that that's not a latrine. And not only that, it ain't actually heading towards the Grey Stew Brook, which is where the sewage would have gone to back in the day. Untreated sewage as well. Mind you, there were nuns and what have you, weren't there? So I wouldn't have thought the diet had been too bad. Not like what gets shoved down the bog this day and age. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because it really does help the channel. And if it floated your boat, please share it, because, you know, sharing is caring and all that. And someone else might find value in this. I don't know, they might think it's a load of shit, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you. I know I enjoy it. I love getting out in the fresh air, and even when it's cold, to be honest. One problem with this, you know, noseying, everyone loves the summer, but the best time of the year to be doing this is this time of the year, because, you know, everything's died back, you know, and you're not getting attacked by creepy crawlies all the while when you're stuck in the undergrowth. Do you know what I mean? And it is better to go and locate stuff, to be honest with you. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and hopefully, I'm hoping we've got a Christmas Day nosy for you. So, fingers crossed. Anyway, take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye bye. TTFN.
And there he was, gone, nosed away. And another interesting little nosy always manages to find him from somewhere. And as I say, we're a couple of weeks behind his latest latest films. So there will be more. There will be more to come in the few weeks, Steve. So you can have at least one weekend off and stuff. And I'm delighted to say, as we were coming to the end of that particular segment of the programme, that the crops are in. Yeah, well, we knew that they'd get here eventually. Hi, Alan. I'm Marie. Glad you've made it in now that we've just about finished. But apparently, the crops had a bit of a stressful time at the moment. So, well, I'm glad you're here anyway. Well done indeed. Now, it's almost time to give the answers to our questions this evening. So maybe the crops can play along live as we go through the questions. How do you fancy that, Alan, Marie? Possibly chance you can have a go. Yeah, lots of people saying how much they enjoy that Noseh. There you go. Hopefully you learn something too. Right, okay. Right, so with no further ado, we'll go through 6 of the best, and especially for Alan and Marie, let's see if you can answer these on the fly. Yeah? I think you possibly will. Okay, so here we go with 6 of the best. First of all, Alan says, well, we got the anagram. Okay, question number 1. Here comes question number 1. Now then, be careful with this one, because I'm having no arguments about this, because I can explain it exactly. What do the half moon, the 3 tons and the plough share in common? Right, who is going to be the first to actually answer that question this evening? Because this was my trick question, you could call it that. So I'm going to see who gets it right. So, Dennis Perkins, you clever clogs. Well done. Now, I'd never expected that. Jan Kirby, well done. I really honestly thought some of you wouldn't get that. Yeah, well, Daniel Cubbins. Are the old pubs? Cheeky boy, yes. And David Stamber's got it right. Yes, absolutely right. Yes, they were all in Stockwell Head. You see, a lot of people think of the plough as the plough in Leicester Road, you see, but that's the new plough. The plough was indeed Stockwell Head, along with the 3 tons and the half moon. So well done to all of you that got that one right. In fact, you deserve a clap. That was very good, because it could be a trick question. All right then, we move on to question number 2. What is the most sold flavour of crisps, or Walker's crisps, or other brands are available? Now then, yes, so who could give me the answer to that one now? So what's the most sold flavour of crisps? While you're getting the answers in there, Jeff Wallace, Stockwell Head pub named after yards. Yes, well, exactly, really. We had the 3 tons yard, and half moon yard, exactly right. Right. Ready, salted. No. Jane Brown's first right with cheese and onion. Cheese and onion. Cheese and onion is the most sold flavour of crisps. Okay. I know you say salty. I'm salty, Chris. Oh, yes, I know that. You know what I mean. Let's move on for true or false. In theory, it takes over 5,000 helium balloons to lift the average-sized human from the ground. Now, is that true or false? Let's see who's going to who's going to come up with true or false on this one. Oh, and oops, just waiting for a minute. Right, hang on, wait for a minute. It's Oh, well done, Daniel. Yes, it's true. Over 5,000 helium balloons would lift the average-sized human from the ground. So it's true. It's true, I tell you. Right, we're moving on to question number 4. That's right. Okay. Yes. Look. Yeah. Getting it right. Well done. Guess the year. What year did the M69 open? Well, I'm sure most of you are going to get that. Okay. So I'll just let it catch up. Jan Kirby straight in. 77. Sunset Strip. Yep. 77. It was indeed. 1977 was the year that the M69 was opened. Look, all the answers are coming in now as well. So well done on that one. Yeah. Ooh. Jan Kirby, I was pregnant at the time. What, on the motorway? Well, there you go, Janet, yeah. Paul Glover's 1977, David Stamber's 1977. David Stamber's got 1997. Well, I'm sure that's a typo, David. And Jeff Wallace, 1977. Okay, on to question number 5. Where am I? Gary Betterley coming in with the late 99 red balloons, but I know where he's going with that one from the true or false question. Where am I? I will accept any of the names that this place has been over the last sort of 40 years. So who's going to come in, put it right? Well, yes, we're Trinity Lane, but have we got... Yeah, Daniel Coburn, the Vinery at the back, or the back of the Vinery Cases, as Jane has just said. The Vinery Hotel or Cases, but yes, you're quite right. That's where I mean. The back of the Vinery, or if you're as old as me, the back of the Showboat. True, isn't it? True. So if you got Vinery Cases bar, well, then yeah, you get it really. But I say I wanted really wanted the name. In fact, while we've got the picture on the screen, just for interesting purposes, because this was once a doctor's house, and you can just see part of the original roof line, the original building, and you can also see that bit of roof from the other side. I'll have to try and highlight it out for you at some stage anyway, but you can see all the bits that have been put on. Okay, and the anagram question, quite easy tonight because we know the crops have got it already. A village over the border. You can get the name by deciphering Anglican Mops Voltage. If you rearrange that, who's going to be first in tonight with the anagram? Because we've got a few people that have actually said they've done well tonight. Let's see, Copston Magna Village. Well done, Jane. You're on the ball tonight, aren't you? Dennis Perkins, Copston Magna Village. That is exactly right. I know we've used it before, but we have to use it again then, shan't we? Well done. So there we go. There's all your answers for tonight's quiz. 6 of the best. Yeah, Copston Magna Village. Jeff shouting it from the rooftops there. Absolutely. Right, so... let's go on and see how many people have got. Right, time to put your answers up, your scores up, please. Jan Kirby comes in at 4 for me. Well done, Jan. That's good for you. Well done. Let's see who else can. I'm sure there is some people who might be able to beat that tonight. As we wait to see what else comes on. Dennis Perkins, a fab 5. Daniel Coburn said 3 for me. Dave B, got the village. Alan Crop. Okay, we didn't get the anagram, but we got 2 others. What? Well done, Alan, given that I know, bit of a rush round for you, isn't it? Pat Galloway, 2. Kevin Beasley, just 2 for me. Jeff Wallace, 6 out of 6 for me. He's got Anna with him, you see, that's what does it. 3 for me, says Elaine Galloway. Well done, Elaine. Carol Beasley's got 2. Queen Bee has got 4. Paul Glover, 5. Wow. So Paul, I think at the minute Paul's second, along with, and then say Jeff Wallace is in with 6 out of 6. Well, I mean, this is very, very good. Considering Jeff and I were drinking together yesterday, very good. And Jane Brown says 6 tonight. Love the programme. Thank you very much. Mrs. G's holding up 5. Well done. Yes. Excellent indeed. It's been a good first live stream of 2023. And as I say, we've got plenty to look forward to in the next few months, of course, like I say. Rosemary Coe coming to talk about the shoe industry of Shilton at our next social night in later this month. Please come along to the social nights. We need to get a few more people in there, as I've been saying. And just lately, it's been not too bad. So let's keep going that way, because otherwise we look very silly sitting there on my own. Also, our Good Causes night, like I say, in February, we'll be dishing out on that night to some local good causes. That's the end of February. And we're already looking into March and April already. So what more can I say? Lots of things to look forward to. So on that note, I think it's time to let you go. Considering I was going to try and make this broadcast last just over an hour, we've still got 1 hour and 1 hour and 25 minutes. So, oh, lovely, Jan said, nice to be back on the live stream. Thank you. Oh, Daniel Coburn, thank you, Paul, and good night, everybody. So remember to keep it live, keep it HDPP, and we will see you next Sunday night at 7:30. Don't forget and set the alarm clocks. Okay, take care. Bye. Oh, hello. Fancy coming back now? Just as I was just about to pack up and go and lie down in a darkened room somewhere. Thank you earlier on. The part of the programme we never talk about this bit. Lots of people want to see the credits going and then they stop. Some of you wiser birds know that we always have a little bit of fun right at the very end. And have a few dad jokes just to send you off with a little chortle, a little bit of a laugh, and to send you to bed with a little smile on your face. So, are you ready for a few little dad jokes? That's the main thing, if you're ready for a few. Let's see. What kind of noise does a witch's vehicle make? Broom, broom. Broom, broom. Not bad. Okay, then. How do you get a country girl's attention? A tractor. A tractor. Probably not. A tractor. Yeah. All right, then. Anyway, why are elevator jokes so classic and good? Because they work on different levels. And what did the police officer say to his belly button? You're under arrest. Yeah. And what do you call it when a group of apes start a company? Monkey business. Here's a medical question. This is a medical question. Want to know why nurses like red crayons? Sometimes they have to draw blood. And something you probably never knew. Probably something that you never knew. What would the Terminator be called in his retirement? The Exterminator. Quite good, actually. Oh, this is a clever one. What did Tennessee? The same thing as Arkansas. Better. Finally, I lost my job at the bank on the first day. A woman asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her over. And on that, thank you. Happy New Year. Hope you enjoy yourselves. And like I say, look forward to seeing you next week at much the same time. Until then, take care. Ta-da.